Conspiracy theories. There's some weird ones out there, so I compiled the 10 most bizarre ones I could find, and rate how possible I think they are. Hollow moon. Alright, you guys have probably heard of the moon landings being fake, right? Well, what if I told you there's another moon conspiracy theory? The idea is that the moon you see in the sky is actually just a thin crust, and the real moon inside is all hollow. Well, okay, whatever, right? I mean, who cares if there's an empty moon? Cause aliens are living inside that hollow moon. Well, according to these guys. So what's their proof? Well, the moon is less dense than the Earth, although the Earth is able to account for weighing this much more, because not only is there a giant ball of iron in the core of our planet, but also I'm bulking right now. Another reason people believe in the hollow moon theory is because a science magazine described a seismometer reading from the earthquakes on the moon sounding like a bell. Obviously, they didn't actually mean the moon was hollow like a bell, but conspiracy theories ran with it. Anyway, I give this like a 5% chance of being real. Devil's footprints. Let me set you guys the scene. You awake one cold winter morning in 1855 and step outside to find donkey hoof markings in the snow. Not super out of the ordinary until your fellow town people also find footprints everywhere. And when you read the news, you realize these hoof prints have been found all across your county of Devon. Alright, I know what you're thinking. This is just a really lost donkey, but it gets juicier. There was somewhere around 40 to 100 miles of these footprints. And these hoof prints came from a two-legged creature, not a four-legged one, and could also somehow defy gravity, as the hoof prints would go from the ground up to a roof and back to the ground. All these weird coincidences made the town people believe only one thing: the devil had been among them. I mean, what else could this be aside from the devil, right? Well, like every conspiracy theory, there's many people who argue against it. For one, there was a balloon that might have accidentally been released that night, and so these hoof prints could have actually been the rope of the balloon trailing as it floated. And that would explain why these hoof prints covered more than 100 miles and was able to seemingly defy gravity. And then there's the second point I've seen absolutely nobody bring up. If I really was the devil and had the power to do anything and be anywhere in the world, why in the hell would I walk around for 100 miles in 3 a.m. in Devon, England? What is Devon? Where is Devon? Did you know about Devon before I bought it up? For that reason alone, this conspiracy theory has a 0% chance of being real. Cicada 3301. Cicada 3301 was a bunch of super hard puzzles that was uploaded to 4chan. The people behind Cicada 3301 uploaded the first puzzle back in 2012, and in total, there's been 3 puzzles that's been uploaded, with the third one never being solved. Although some people do believe it was solved, and the person who actually solved that puzzle never came forward about it. Anyway, some of these puzzles were crazy. Like, one of them had clues in 14 different cities all around the world, which got people thinking about who was behind Cicada 3301, and what was the purpose of these puzzles in the first place. Some thought it was the CIA trying to scout new recruits. You know, of all the conspiracy theories so far, this one seems the most believable, except for the fact that out of all the places the CIA could source their agents, their first choice was 4chan. Still though, I'll give this like a 40% chance of being real.
Chemtrails.
There's a good chance someone watching this believes in chemtrails because according to Harvard, 20 to 30% of Americans at least somewhat believe in this conspiracy theory. So have you ever noticed the white streaks behind a plane as it was passing in the air and wondered what it was? Well, according to this theory, what the planes are releasing is a mix of a bunch of toxic poisons and heavy metal that the government is purposefully spraying over its own citizens to kill them. Yeah, I never got this one, because even if it is true, what does the government gain out of doing this? Like, if they were spraying mind control drugs over us through those planes, that would make sense. But what does the government benefit out of giving everybody cancer and asthma? Anyway, the real reason behind these chemtrails is it's just water becoming clouds, because the plane's engines actually produce water as a byproduct. That water immediately becomes clouds, and that's what causes these white streaks. Or maybe this CNN article I'm using is lying to me. I'll give it a 50% chance. Neanderthal deep state. You guys know the rather sad story of the Neanderthals. Those guys that were the shorter but more beefier versions of us that we either killed or fucked out of existence a couple thousand years ago. Well, what if I told you the Neanderthals never went extinct? Yeah, instead they went behind the scenes and created a deep state to rule all us stupid humans. At least that is the belief of the Neanderthal deep state conspiracy theory. You know, if this is true, it makes you wonder, what the hell are these people using to decide the next president? Hello, King Neanderthal. We found a new viable candidate for the US president. What's wrong with the last guy we picked? He got in some legal trouble. Oh, Jesus. All right. Who's the new guy? Meet Joe Biden. Hey there, Joe. How would you like to be the new US president?
Where am I? Where am I?
Anyway, I give this theory a 5% chance of being real.
Fractalization.
Look at this. Does this mean anything to you? No? Well, you're still asleep because you're looking at the thing that makes up our entire universe. So according to fractalization, the entire universe is made up of fractals, which are basically never-ending patterns. The way a lot of people come to this enlightenment is through heavy doses of psychedelics. Yeah, go figure. They say that while they're zooted, they see these fractals everywhere, so the universe is made of them. I'm gonna call bullshit though, 0%. Saturn's hexagon. It wouldn't be a conspiracy theory without some alien stuff. Look at this image. See that hexagon at the top of Saturn? Weird, right? If you think that's just an issue with the camera, check out this image, or this image. Every single image of Saturn shows this hexagon, while a lot of other planets' north pole is just a circle. So what's the deal? Why does it have a hexagon? Well, some people think it's alien technology, and to others, this hexagon is actually the gateway to hell, which if true, means that in between dying a horrible person and going to hell, you're gonna have to wait in queue for 67 minutes while you're traveling at the speed of light to Saturn. Anyway, the reason for this hexagon forming on Saturn's pole is basically Saturn's north polar jet stream spins at a relative at the rest of the I don't know. It's some really complex physics which I cannot grasp myself, so fuck it. I'll give this one 80%. North Korea utopia. North Korea is probably the last country you'd want to be born in. I mean, your entire life is hell. You're constantly starving, you're forced to worship this guy, and pretty much any chance of freedom is only through a very dangerous escape. But according to the North Korea utopia theory, this view of North Korea is all lies, and North Korea is actually a utopia. We're just all misled by our own government's propaganda. Number 9, the Illuminati. Before we get to number 10, I thought I would touch on probably the most popular conspiracy theory of all time, the Illuminati. You've probably heard of these guys forever, but who actually are they? Well, in truth, it's not that cool. It was a secret society in Bavaria that started in 1776, and all they would talk about is how the church should be separate from the government. It was only around for 9 years, until they got all their documents confiscated and banned in Bavaria, and after that, they ended their operations and stopped existing. Or at least that's what they want you to think. Look, they might not still be called the Illuminati, but I'm sure there's a group of rich people out there which controls the world and... Wait, who's that? Hey! Guys, I just want to say I take everything back. Illuminati is definitely not real, guys. 0% chance of it being real, guys. Definitely not real. And don't look into it, all right? They're not real. All right, and number 10.
I'm putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay.
Anyway, that's it. I definitely got more if you want a second video. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Check out the random video YouTube recommended to you. Comment any video ideas you got. I always need them. And goodbye.